love you, babe, so bad, so bad. Yeah, my heart hurts so good. I love you, babe, so bad, so bad.
All right, welcome back to Morning Coffee with Rick Alexander. As a bit of housekeeping news, our Clarity Academy is going into the second week, and man, this thing is great. We've got like 20-something folks in there trying to figure out who they really want to be in the world and maybe what they're doing here. And I think that, you know, for most people, a gap exists between who they are and who they really want to be. And I think that it's absurd that we're never taught to bridge that gap in school. We're never really taught how to frame situations, to think about things in a way that's productive, so we know exactly what we want. Instead, we operate out of all of these mentalities that aren't productive for our lives, like what we should be doing and what we should want. And, you know I talk about that a lot on this show, but I'm just so passionate about it. And so a lot of these morning coffees are going to be based around those themes. If you guys are enjoying the message, I would just ask that you would tag or share it with somebody else that also might enjoy it. And also, if you're interested in doing some of this more emotional, deep work, hit me up. We're going to run another Clarity Academy starting in a few months. Like, my goal is to run about 4 of these a year, so once every quarter. And so I'd love to chat about whether the program is good for you or not. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about a little bit of the way that we talk to ourselves. And I know self-talk is something that's, you know, grossly misrepresented in the motivational space, but at the end of the day, I'm going to lay out some facts for why it's actually really important. I really do believe that we are creating our own worlds every single day with the words that we choose to talk to other people and the way that we talk to ourselves. Words matter immensely, and we tend to believe the things that we say. And so what that means is, although right now you are operating off all of these notions about who you are and you're unaware of these notions because the narrative has largely been implanted for you based on how you were raised and who raised you and what you witnessed growing up. The fact that the way that we talk to ourselves actually changes so much about how we actually show up in the world is a really good thing, because it means that we have the ability to author more of our lives, to take more agency in our own lives, to take more control over it. And so this is part 3 of our mini-series, The Mental Game. And today I want to talk about some of the ways that positive mental talk would help you as an athlete and the way that it would help you as a human being. And so I read a couple of studies that were really interesting to me because they added objectivity to this idea of self-talk. And so you can see the results in black and white. It no longer becomes this woo-woo thing that you hear motivational people speak about. You actually get to see in quantifiable terms why it makes a difference. So in one study, seeing a smiling face, so basically these cyclists had to pedal until exhaustion, and they were wearing these glasses, and these faces were being essentially flashed in front of them at such a rate that it was like a split, like a millisecond. So you wouldn't even actually be able to see anything. And the reason it was like that is because they wanted it to be subconscious. They wanted the image to be processed on a subconscious level, outside of our awareness. And so what's really interesting is there was a control group. There was a group that saw nothing, a group that saw a regular face, but the group that saw a smiling face increased their cycling exhaustion by 3 minutes. Anybody that knows endurance, that's a long shot. We're talking you are at complete failure, can't go anymore. Just by seeing a smiling face, you're able to go for 3 minutes longer. In another group that was taught positive self-talk, basically they were given this like mantra to talk to themselves and say to themselves. And the other group was told to say nothing, and another group was told to say something that was actually negative. But the group of cyclists that was taught positive self-talk, they were able to go on average 18% harder than the control group. Again, when we're talking endurance, 18% is not a little bit. That means literally just saying one line to themselves that was positive about who they were and what they were doing there was able to increase their performance by 18%. That's not a little bit. And so as you're going through your life, as you're at the gym, as you are at work, as you are trying new projects, see, you might have failed things in the past. And when you failed things, I've talked about this idea that you've inferred things about yourself based on those failures. So maybe you think you're actually not capable of that thing. I think what's wild to know is that with one line or one smile, you actually can increase your performance in any given area by a large shot. I think what's even more fascinating is that this is a pseudo-emotional concept, but that it actually addresses and changes our physiology. So the way that we are actually adapting to stress is being changed by the things that we're telling ourselves. In my opinion, the significance of that can't be overlooked, because when we go through our lives, we tend to feel beat down by them. We tend to feel like our physiology is not shipshape. We don't feel the best that we could feel. What's interesting is we actually can influence our physiology by the things that we tell ourselves and the people that we surround ourselves with. So are the people that you surround yourself with, are they fucking frowning? Are they not happy? Are they not smiling? Are they not saying positive things? And then on the flip side of that, what are you saying about yourself? And what are you presenting to the people around you? Are you that smiling face that allows someone to go 3 minutes longer till exhaustion? Listen, in this world, we're all walking around on the brink of exhaustion. It's the culture that we've created. We never put ourselves first. We're always working towards something. We're always sacrificing who we are. At the end of the day, the fact that one positive thing or one smiling face can make such a difference in the actual way that our physiology shows up in this world, I think that's reason enough, in my opinion, to pursue that angle, to be that light for somebody, to be that person. And so I would encourage you to take stock of the things that you tell yourself, the things you tell other people. Take stock of the people that are around you. Take stock of their facial expressions. Turns out they actually matter. With every single interaction, we have the ability to author a new world for ourselves. And it turns out that we actually have a lot more control over that just based on these simple things than most people stop to consider. So don't squander that opportunity to help somebody else past the brink of exhaustion. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow on Morning Coffee.